How's it going, Monster Hunters? We're playing Monster of the Week on this week's episode of TableTakes Game Night. We are joined once again by our lovely guest, Anita, and the the very interesting visage of our producer, Marcus, who has, I believe, an apron on
Uh,
and
A
a
hedgehog
kangaroo,
apron. It's a hedgehog
and is
apron and
in
a
front of this
kangaroo.
very spooky background. Thank you for joining us, Marcus. Oh, my eyelashes are getting in my eyes. Well, Marcus is a little muted right now, so I will speak for him. He's very excited for this finale of the Monster of the Week campaign that I have lovingly titled Science Scare.
I like that title, Science Scare.
Thank you. I came up with it
Scare,
on my
scare.
own, by myself, at a dinner. So, last week when we played, our intrepid gang of meddling children went around the cafeteria being bombarded by what appeared to be dragons breathing fire. And then finally, a robot calling himself Zork appeared and began causing absolute mayhem, destroying science projects before kidnapping one very important figure to the party's success in the game. Does anybody want to remind me the name?
Irene Zelkenstein. There.
Irene Ziegelstein.
Yes. I said it right. Exactly right.
Absolutely. So, Irene Ziegelstein has been kidnapped, and you tried to rescue her, but unfortunately, Zork was able to weld himself inside the cafeteria's lunchroom, where the kitchen rather, where the dragons had retreated to as well. So for the moment, you're all safe. And you did a little bit of investigating. You found some interesting facts about the origins of Zork and some things that maybe you hadn't paid attention, close enough attention to. Now you're back in the cafeteria, the lights are on, and everyone's been evacuated to the library while you conduct more investigations, and you learn some more about Irene, and there was a big explosion. And now we have Anita rejoining us with her character. Anita, your character's name, I believe, was Penny Briscoe.
Yeah.
Would you like to remind us who Penny Briscoe is?
So Penny Briscoe is a pretty smart kid. Good head on her shoulders, but maybe a little bit of anger issues. Might have gotten into trouble in a fight in the Denny's parking lot and took things a little too far with a wrench. Walter's my uncle. Good old Uncle Walter, the kangaroo.
That's correct.
That's me.
And could you also remind us how, or teach us, how you and I believe Damien became acquainted with one another?
Damien is our new friend, correct?
Yes.
That's our good friend's uncle. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yep,
yes.
that's Howie's uncle.
That's Howie's uncle. So I met Damien. You know what? Damien's also the school's cafeteria custodian. What's
Cafeteria
lunch lad?
man.
Lunch lad.
Which lunch lad?
I think that a couple times Penny's gone into the cafeteria and Damien usually slips her an extra green jello for science experiments. It's got really good tensile viscosity that works well. Also likes to maybe pass along a fruit pie or two.
I
Well,
don't
it
hold
sounds-
grudges
Table.
against family members. You're a good kid, unlike your uncle. I mean, not that I know anything
Gosh.
about your uncle.
We're not starting
Just
this drama.
Can't miss a chance, can you? Just
Already.
every time. Every
Well,
time.
Listen, my uncle's a good guy. he's got some problems, but he's a good man.
Problems like
Kangaroo.
I wasn't aware I had problems.
Everybody's got their problems. Everyone's got their troubles.
Penny, it appears that you had been whisked away with the big crowd of children and teachers that were evacuated to the library. And during your time there, you only picked up on one piece of helpful information. It appears that Irene has gone missing. Nobody knows where Irene is. And it also seems like the janitor and the principal are having a very loud argument. If you listen very closely, it's not very hard to hear. They are yelling about what happened with the children and how the janitor has overplayed his authority and his power in the school, and how the janitor is on high alert not to make any more commotion with children and potentially get parents involved, which would be the worst possible outcome.
Yeah, you don't want parents
As
digging into the janitor's life, do you? We don't have any information about that, do we?
No.
sneaking into that sort of into the audible range of that conversation, Penny would pull out their tape recorder and record portions of that for evidence.
You're on thin ice, mister. You're telling me that the students have been so violent that you felt the need to handcuff one of them? What if one of their parents found out? Eventually, when that conversation is over, you will find yourself inside the cafeteria joining the rest of the gang or the crew. I don't actually know what y'all call yourselves. What do you think your group name would be?
We call each other the gang crew.
The gang crew?
No, I don't have it. Unless that's what we got. We call the Bart Simpson Memorial High School
Crew gang. What about the crew gang?
Crew
Gang.
gang.
I think
crew
it's
gang.
I think it's obvious that you guys are the Rue crew.
Oh, the
Rue
Rue
crew.
crew. Okay, no, okay. Howie,
It's because I'm a kangaroo, and kangaroo, if you shorten it, is Rue, and Rue rhymes with crew.
Rue crew. No, this is great.
I get it.
Yeah, we that's what we call. We have shirts and everything. It's all made up. It's all real.
I'm fully on board. So you meet up with the rest of the Rue crew who are standing around Irene's science fair project. They've been gathering information that you are not privy to. Perhaps you'd like to ask the group what they've learned in the time that you have been gone.
Hey, so yeah, which one of us got arrested?
Oh, that would be me. Howie raises his hand.
No, you don't have to implicate yourself. It's all right. There's no cuffs. What?
Oh, I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh no, it's just because I heard the principal and the janitor get into a fight, said he arrested a student. And I figured that was after I left when you were fighting him.
Yeah, that was he handcuffed me in the room, but luckily I used my quick wits and I did a chair flip on him with the whole chair in my body.
Like from that movie?
Yeah, just like the movie. Yeah, exactly.
Like that scene in Avengers. Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you pause it at the right time, you can see the stunt double. Anyways, Irene's gone missing.
Yeah, I'll point. She's not really missing. The Zorg took her, or will. And I point to this ever slowly dissolving square that the lunchroom was connected to. I guess right. You said that they went into a back room?
Into the kitchen.
Yeah, into the kitchen.
Has anybody talked to the drama teacher since?
Had a chance.
She was acting real suspicious last time.
Yeah, we should probably go and talk to them if that's okay with everybody.
What was her name? Miss Mays. Yeah, she was acting like real nervous when I started asking her about stuff like that. of that manner, like about the people's projects going missing, electronics.
Well, do we actually? So this is a question for JV, and I'm so sorry to take us out because I do have I have notes and stuff, but I'm trying to remember how much we know as opposed to how much you told us about stuff, and if we've collected this information. So pardon me for being a little notey here. Um, we know that Irene might have had a sensitive piece of data, correct? That is something that
Yes.
we know. So
Mm-hmm.
Irene might have had a USB FBI, an FBI drive, some kind of USB drive. I wrote FBI down. I don't know why, but she had a USB drive of some information on it.
Yeah.
And we also
Damien,
do.
can you fill us in on what that USB drive should contain?
That USB drive should contain sensitive FBI information. Yes.
Mm.
So can confirm. It should. Looks like she did have something. That's why I need to get to her as soon as possible. As soon as this acid melts. That's taken a long
Soon
time.
as the metal has been eroded from the special glue stick that you were given, you'll hear a loud clanging, I'm sure, somehow. But for now, you can see that it hasn't eaten all the way through just yet.
What are we melting?
The door to the kitchen
oh.
has been welded shut by the evil Zork that has kidnapped Irene
Door to
and
the kitchen.
stowed away.
Wait, can we get
in
into the
kitchen.
vents?
Wait,
Can we crawl
it's
through the vents like alien style? Can we send Walter in there?
Why would
there
you
was
wanna
also
send
someone that
him?
had who was the one with the drone project again?
Oh, Felix Coppola.
Felix had the drone project.
Coppola.
Yeah.
But that was stolen, right?
Correct, but we found a bunch of pieces of equipment and wires that the janitor had been hid away in the auditorium.
Okay. All right.
There was also some information about the vice principal and janitor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything
Video
about the vice principal.
information.
Video information. That's cool.
Compromising video information.
Well, I know that Miss Mays was asking about the drones to Felix. Miss Mays is the drama teacher.
That sounds
So
like a good
I'm
start.
thinking that something is fishy there. And if Zork welded that door shut, then maybe there's a clue in through that direction too.
It'll take us a while to get in there. I know that kitchen back and front. I don't even think there's a way to really get out of that kitchen. Do I actually know if there's a way to get out of that
There's
kitchen?
no way in and there's no way out.
Okay, there's no way in and no way out. So we just have to take our time and hope we can get to Irene in time for whatever that robot was doing.
Maybe we should follow the leads we have right now and keep checking back.
Yep.
Where did you get that glue? I'm never using a glue stick again, by the way, Damien. That's I didn't realize they were that dangerous.
Yeah, they're very. Don't worry about it. It's very special makers brand. The company went out of sell a while ago.
You just must have bought a bunch of. Was it a Kickstarter?
Yeah. It was an old Kickstarter. Don't. Yeah, it was one of those like
cool.
kooky projects they had. Not a lot of people have had it, but I had a little bit of it.
Tight.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's like where I got your van.
Just don't worry about.
Less you know about it, the better.
Oh yeah, awesome, absolutely. So which way to the theater
Good
department?
The theater department is in another building that is currently inaccessible.
Our princess is in another castle.
Well, I mean, maybe all the teachers were moved over here after the commotion. Do you want to look around and see if we can find her?
Yeah, maybe she's in the library with all the everybody else.
If I
That's where everybody else is congregated, right?
Yeah. Correct? Is that correct, Javion? Are they all in the library? Is that right? Do you know?
That's where I came
There's
from.
a really good way to find out.
Let's go to the library then.
To the library.
You all head on over to the library, leaving the cafeteria behind. That explosion, who cares? Probably not important. You go inside and you notice that there are tons of people, children mostly. There's some students. There's some parents. You do see that some of the teachers have gotten together around a large table with the principal and the janitor and vice principal all sitting together.
Actually, if it's okay, if my axe is going this way, I would probably head in the direction of the explosion.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what? In this case, then Walter will have to, or sorry, Howie kind of split
Also,
between who to go with. He's gonna go with Walter.
there was an explosion.
Yeah,
Yes.
you all heard it. It was right around the time that you guys entered into the cafeteria from the gymnasium. That's actually probably what made you run in when you heard it, Penny. Um,
Oh,
but
okay.
everyone was investigating Irene's science fair project, and nobody thought to go check out what the
I'm.
big commotion was about.
I mean, it's a choice for me of either walking kid to certain death or sticking around a certain person for a minute longer. So I think I'm gonna pick certain death.
I choose certain death with Howie and walk with Howie to try to talk him down.
When you go over to investigate the explosion, I'm going to have you investigate a mystery, which means
Ooh,
one of the two of you is going to make a move. And
okay.
the other one, I'm going to say you have to help on this roll. So
Okay.
who's going to make the roll?
I'm gonna say Howie. Why
Okay.
don't you make this one?
I'm willing to.
Knowing that there's an explosion, Penny probably would have gone to rather
Oh,
than investigate that thing. Anita didn't know there was an explosion, so
got it. Got it.
Penny would know, and Penny would go to where that boom was.
It's too late, you fools. I'm investigating.
Go for it.
All right. So everyone, I'm hoping Damien included.
I'll kind of hang back. Just give space. Give
Okay.
space reluctantly. I have other things to look at in Irene's. I'm preoccupying myself with Irene's stuff.
Howie's
Well, look at
Howie's
this.
annoyed that they can't just get along.
Excellent. This is a resounding success. You're going to hold 3, Walter, which means you get to ask 3 different questions on the sheet. However, I'm going to remove some of the questions that you would not have gotten to be able to ask off of this roll. And you can also ask me any question you want about the mystery, not just anything on the list here. So I'm going to remove, let's see here. What sort of creature is it? You're not going to learn. Actually, no. I'll keep that one in. Yeah. Huh. What can hurt it will not. You can't learn that from this. Where did it go? Doesn't help. Not being able to figure that out.
And just so you know, I also have this.
Oh, it's hold 2, by the way, not 3. When you are questioning somebody, who are you questioning?
Never mind.
When you are questioning somebody, you get to do a special thing with your special move that you showed me. But that does not apply here because you're not actually talking to anybody. You're just investigating a loud sound. And then what is being concealed here? That's actually a great one. Okay, so go ahead and ask your questions. You get 2 questions, and you can ask anything, not just what's on the list here.
Well, I'm gonna go with the one the GM says was a great one, which is what's being concealed.
What is being concealed here?
Yeah.
Oh no, this was Boris's science fair project, and it blew up. It looks like one of the drones completely ruined it. You have no idea what the science fair project was about. You have no idea what was here in its wake. It's just a pile of burning paper and cardstock and the smell of burning glue.
Pour one out for my man Boris.
Oh,
She said
Boris Brimsley.
one of the
Oh, no.
drones destroyed it.
Dragons.
Dragons. Okay, dragons.
The fire-breathing dragons that were flying around destroying things must have gotten to it before you guys got there.
Boris isn't
That
gonna like
means
this.
Irene's is still intact. Is Felix's project still intact?
Yeah, let's check all the projects.
You go over and you check up on Felix's project, and it is completely destroyed.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
dang.
only Irene's is not.
Well, there's
where's our-
several. There are several
Oh.
projects that haven't been destroyed.
Is our project okay?
Yours is fine. Yours is
The
just
rollberg
fine.
machine that Rick rolls people, amazing.
Yep,
As long as it's safe, we're happy.
the Rick Rollberg machine.
The Rick rollberg machine.
I hate it here. All right. Let's see. I guess my quest. So we know. Do we know how the explosion happened?
Is that your second question? Great question. Yes, the explosion happened via a dragon, breathing fire all over it. That's both of your questions all used up now. What else? Quick thing, I didn't explain this, but this is very important. So the way Monster of the Week works is you got monsters and you got hunters. The hunters hunt the monster and hopefully kill it at the end of every episode. And if you don't, it's game over. Now, there are many ways to defeat monsters in Monster of the Week, but you can only finish the episode if you defeat the monster by using its weakness or one of its weaknesses. So far, there have been no questions or clues towards what the monster, in this case, what their weakness is. More investigation will tell you what you can use against it. But there's always a weakness. There's always a way when there's a will.
Oh, maybe we should look at Irene's files again to see if there's a weakness in the robot's thinking and pattern. Like throw a code out and they'll freak it out.
What I wonder if there's anything on the computer that I stole.
Is there a connection to maybe the science fair projects that were destroyed?
All of those, at least from my understanding, from the gossip in the kitchen, all the projects, Felix and Boris were a shoo-in for who wanted to win the prizes. And Irene is the last one who really made it a big deal to win the prize at the end.
So who stands to win now is the question, right? Because who's benefiting from this?
Well,
I mean, other than us, because our Rick Rollberg's machine is A+.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it that the budget will be taken from the drama, custodial, and sports extracurricular activities if this doesn't go well?
Yes.
That's the data, Penny. That's the data we found on the computer that I stole.
No. Stealing is a bad word. You're just borrowing it for research purposes.
Yeah, I hit the janitor and then I
evidence.
borrowed it.
It's collecting evidence. In the course of an investigation, the ends justify the means.
Oh, no, we had to talk about this. You can't keep justifying violence. That's my whole job with you. You gotta learn to solve your problems without putting hands on people.
You see, Howie
Lying
looks
isn't an option to like avoid the consequences. I'm just saying.
Howie was going to like look over at Damien and smile and see, look, Walter's not so bad, but then saw that and just like throws hands up and walks away.
But yeah, I just.
So Boris wants this to go well because Boris likes sports.
Yes.
The drama department would have a vested interest in this going well because that's Mrs. Mays.
Unless they're colluding.
Wait, do I know if one of the other projects, just investigating in gossip, did the drama teacher have another favorite that may have entered into the science sphere?
That's a good question. Further investigation might reveal that kind of information, but nothing you've learned until now would help you answer that. If you want to investigate this particular mystery, the answer you're looking for can't be found here.
It'd probably be in the cafeteria, back in the cafeteria.
It'd probably be with Miss Mays.
In the library.
I mean, this seems like a because we haven't figured out what the source of the explosion was yet, correct?
You did.
We did. Okay, we found the source. So we now.
It was Boris's science fair project blowing up, which, if it's been destroyed, then why would Boris destroy his own science fair project?
You actually see suspiciously close to. I say suspiciously as like a cartoonishly silly. Next to Boris's science fair project is a big sign that says Connie's C4 Imposium. It's got a big poster board talking about like all the different uses for C4 and explosives.
Okay.
So that kind of rules out Boris, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have all the pieces. Let's go check out that library, see if we can find the Mrs. Mays.
Yeah, kind of a weird name, Mrs. Mays.
Yeah, who would name themselves that? Who would name themselves that?
Who would choose that name?
Notoriously, how
Themselves.
names work. You get to choose your
You get to
last
choo-
names.
I
Correct.
certainly hope this name doesn't turn out to be a pun of some sort that we only find out once we get to the bottom of this case.
Me too, Walter. Me too. To the library!
To the library.
All right, you guys head into the library once again. What I described before is what you see. All the children are being huddled up in the kids' corner. They're surrounded by large bookshelves. They're sitting with a couple of chaperones. Most of the parents are in this area, sitting with their own children, waiting for the nightmare to end. Meanwhile, all of the teachers, the principal, and the vice principal, the janitor, are all sitting at a large table together in the north end of the library.
Do I see purple dress, blonde hair?
You do, yes, sitting at the table, looking very distraught, very worried, but pretty much everybody is a Mrs. Mays sitting at the table.
Does she
As
look?
a faculty member, I will go ahead and go up to that discussion because I'm a faculty member in this school. Totally.
Looks like the janitor was saying something, but stops talking as soon as you come up. The principal was listening very engaged and then turns to see you and says, well, hello there. Took you long enough to join us. I assume you've been trying to find the other students that got lost.
Yes, I have, and it's my responsibility since my facility is connected to the gymnasium there. By the way, I also tried to stop the fire. I don't know if you heard the explosion. Some of the other sides
we
of the
heard it.
projects trying to minimize the damage in there. And yeah, she is locked in the cafeteria. Don't know how to get in.
Irene, Penny, sorry, not Penny. Irene and Howie are both locked in the cafeteria?
No, Howie's just gonna.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Howie
we couldn't
waves
find
with the
Howie.
handcuff attached to his wrist. One half of the handcuff still attached to his wrist. He waves at the janitor.
Oh, wait. Now I remember. Yes, I remember Yes. The janitor told me all about what happened between.
I have opinion that maybe I'm gonna do a little bit. Can I do an intimidation against the janitor about how I don't like how he used force?
What would you like the outcome to be?
Just maybe a little slip of like maybe he'll look towards somebody. Maybe he'll maybe look towards somebody if he feels in danger. He'll look to his co-conspirators. Maybe.
I'm gonna have you try to manipulate someone. Go ahead and make a
Yeah.
roll, add charm, and you have 0 plus forward.
Okay, manipulate. Hold on.
Manipulation.
Oh, and by the way,
Oh no.
Damien,
Ooh.
when you act on information from a previous mystery investigation, you get a +1. Meaning, if you act on information based off of what you learned about Irene, you can get a +1. Right now, that wouldn't be the case. Same thing goes
could I
Can I
use
help?
Walter.
my,
Walter, you would also get a +1 when acting on information that you learned about Boris. Right now, you're not doing that, so no +1 for you either.
Can I
have
just
two
use my
questions.
luck point for that one? I'm just gonna use my luck
You
point.
sure
I have-
can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'm
the
gonna
time to
use
use
that
it.
one. That was a real bad roll.
How much
Yeah.
luck do you have left?
I have
Penny?
one more
I mean,
left.
thank you.
That's it.
You have one more left. Okay, when that's over, I will be using doom rolls, which means unlucky things shall happen to you. What is your luck special?
Oh shoot, hold on.
Also, don't forget to mark down experience because you failed.
Auto
roll.
crit.
Yeah.
Yep, you got a crit, but I also need to know what your luck special is.
Oh Jesus! Hold on.
I will help you find it.
Okay. From the agency comes lots of red tape, so I have lots of red tape to go through every time I use my luck.
Yes, your next mission from the agency is going to come with lots of red tape. I'll try to remember that. You're going to have a very hard fought battle to get through your next mission. However,
That
you don't
was
have to worry about
personal.
that right
He-
now. That's a
Yeah, I
problem
don't have to
for
worry about it.
that's a
Fine.
problem for future Detective Laguana. That's fine. Okay, so you have a 12 on your manipulation roll. Go ahead and tell us what you say to intimidate the janitor.
So
What you-
excited.
Making
You know,
flip.
I don't know if you know this, but what's it called? Howie here happens to be my nephew, and I'm very, very attached to my nephew. And to hear that a member of faculty touched my nephew, who is a minor, by the way, and locked him up with no prior purposes or no meaning, I'm sure lawyers can get involved. And man, it'd be very interesting to know what other things I can dig up on camera.
Ooh, get a monk.
The janitor is playing with his mustache a little bit and scowling at you and says, what about when the three of them they attacked me? What about that, huh? I still got some bruises from getting a chair bashed over my head. And
We could actually ask the vice principal about that. Is she around here anywhere, Mr. Janitor?
the vice principal looks up from her clipboard and says, "I'm sorry. What did you want?"
The janitor maybe
I-
wanted you to come talk about something with us. I think you should be involved in this, or are you already involved?
The janitor is looking around like, what? Everybody's looking around like, what are you talking about? Especially Vice Principal Nygaard. She's just like, I'm not sure what you're getting. Janitor, what's he talking about? I don't know. I can't think of anything that he might be referring to. I have no idea what he's talking about.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a little stir crazy. I think he should go and sit with the other kids. I think that's a great idea.
You know,
Howie, would you mind taking Penny over to the kids area and you can sit down? There's no more investigating that you need to do now. We're done with that now. We're waiting for the police to arrive.
Nah, I think I'm good. Walter, how about you?
Yeah, I think Walter's gonna step up and go.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Hey, Penny's under my charge. I have to watch her, and I was also given an assignment by the principal to investigate what's going on here. So these kids here are gonna stay under my supervision. And
Well, there's plenty of supervision needed over in the kids' corner. There's already parents who are chaperoning all of the children there, so you'll feel free to take a load off while we just wait for the police. Hopefully, nothing else occurs in that time.
Well, thanks to your own point, there's already a lot of supervision there, so they don't need me. So I'm gonna take my supervision of these two.
Whoa! And then the principal stands up at this point and he says, "Now hang on. I'm not allowing any more children to be hurt, kidnapped, or worse on my watch. I just got off the phone with the mayor, and the mayor told me that I can't have anything go wrong at this science.
Well,
I'm trying to contain this situation, and you leaving with two students while there's some kind of maniac robot on the loose is going to get us all fired."
With respect, principal, the children under your care have been injured. The children under my care have not. So I think that it's safer that they stick with me.
One of the actually a lot of the teachers take a look over at Howie, and who's like covered in dirt and bruises from having been knocked out a couple of times, dragged across the floor, and they're just
normal.
like, "All right, okay."
Look, you can trust me. I'm a kangaroo. Kangaroos
I
can't
don't
lie.
trust you. In fact, Walter, I'm this close to firing you.
Oh.
Well, with respect, principal, your obligation is to watch the entire school, and there are people locked in the cafeteria, like dragging, shooting fire, and exploding buildings, experiments being, destroyed.
Well, and
Children
it's a good thing that
crying.
not all the experiments were destroyed too. Like some
Yeah.
of the pretty important ones were still okay.
So,
Oh, really? Which ones are still okay?
Who's asking?
The principal.
can I
Um,
investigate to see if that was
Uh,
like a hey, I want to know so we can get to him kind of question?
Yes.
that's
yes.
that was my whole point. Is Penny at this point is like, I kind of want to see who's going to show up to fix some things. So I have a move called It's a Trap.
Okay.
And I would like to devise this as a trap to see who shows up to get this site to finish the job on this science fair project.
Will you
who-
read that move to us?
Absolutely, I can do
how
you
that's
one
supposed to
better
work?
because we have roll 20. I'll just do
Thanks,
that.
roll 20.
When you make a trap to capture a monster or minion, roll plus sharp. On a hit, you capture something. On a 10 plus, you can choose one of these extra effects. It'll take some time for the victim to get free. The trap inflicts harm, or the trap may reset and be reused later. Roll the move again when you do so with +1 forward.
So this is more of a
This is more like a mental
conversational trap.
a conversational trap. I want to see who's going to take the bait because we have to go back to the cafeteria anyway.
Got it.
Just check
Got
up on the status of that acid. So there was the one that exploded. Whose was that again? It was it wasn't Howie's. It was
Brimley's, Boris's, I believe. It was
Boris's.
next to the C4 display.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Boris's was next to that C4 display, but kudos to him for making it super strong. It didn't manage to get hurt at all.
Okay, roll plus sharp.
I would love to.
Let's see who you ensnare.
Ooh, exciting. I love this game.
All right, big bunny, no whammies.
Ooh,
that's-
nice.
This is a success because you got a 10, which means you're going to choose an effect. Which effect would you like?
I would like it to take some extra time for the victim to get free.
Excellent. Okay. So you've captured Miss Nygaard in this trap. She is very quick to jump in. And sorry, what was the effect again?
So I capture something on a hit, and it takes a little extra time for them to get free. So she gives up maybe a little bit more information than she needs
I'll
to.
be the judge of that. She is ensnared in the trap, but it's going to take her a little while to explain her way out of the situation. So the principal is curiously listening, but Miss Nightguard, who usually is very quiet, speaks up and says, "Oh, wait! Some of them got destroyed. Which ones? Which ones are destroyed? Which ones aren't not destroyed? I have to. Which ones?"
Well, why are you so interested in which ones aren't destroyed? And which ones are destroyed?
And then people, all the teachers are like murmuring to each other. They're looking over at the teacher, not really sure what's going on. The principal is like, "Miss Nygaard, do you have something you want to add to the conversation?" And the janitor actually speaks up and says, "Well, actually, the vice principal, as all of you know, is helping to judge the science fair. It would only make sense that she wants to know more about. I'm sure we're all very concerned as the students are working very hard on their science fair projects." Mm-hmm. And Miss Nygaard says, "Yep, yes, I'm purely trying to assess who will still be the way. I mean, there's still a science fair project, right?" And the principal says, well, if I have anything to say about it, there will be."
It's fair for the competition to keep continuing when people have lost their projects to no fault of their own.
Well, I can think of more than a dozen of students who will be very disappointed that they didn't get to win their prize. I think the only fair thing to do is see who's left and just award the winner to whoever we can. I mean, I just got off the phone with the mayor, and he told me that we are going to lose our funding if I can't pick a winner and if this science fair project doesn't go well.
I think it's safe to say the science fair hasn't gone well.
You know, I think I do remember seeing that and some other interesting pieces of information on that computer.
Uh,
Huh.
People are listening very closely to what you have to say, but nobody's saying anything. All right. That's quite enough. I think we've all had a little bit too much excitement for tonight. The cops will be here very soon, and then we can get it all sorted out with them. I'm sure they'll just take Mr. Zork away or something, and that'll be the end.
Mm-hmm.
How we I just actually never mind. Skip me. Never mind.
Do I want to do this? I'm trying to think, just out of character, if I want to just be like, throw out the big hammer of the vice. Do we want to reveal that card yet, folks? Is that a card we're keeping hidden?
I say get weird. If you got an instinct, go for it.
Yeah, like Howie is like interested in this. I want to see if I can get any information out of them, but you know what? If they're not going to give us anything, Uncle, swing away.
Well, the word that I got, basically working the cafeteria, we hear some things and we may see some things. I think the vice principal is not as partial of a judge as you might make her out to be.
Okay. Where are you going with this, Damien?
I'm just saying that who has, really think about it. If you fail on the science fair project, that means your job as principal is questioned, and who has to gain from that? And maybe there's two secret lovers plotting against the science fair.
Whoa, Damien. Now that is a very serious accusation. Now, do you have any proof that you can provide to show us that there might be something else going on underneath the surface? Show us some evidence that there might be subterfuge going on within the ranks of the deciding body for this science fair.
Do photos count? What is the reaction?
Howie,
I would love
Howie,
to see what the reaction on their faces would be.
Howie, pictures are very clear evidence. That would be great.
Okay, that's okay. I think I found some when I was looking through the administrative files. He says loudly, looking at the adults.
How did you get into the administrative files?
Maybe you shouldn't handcuff a kid to a chair.
Everybody like nods and they're like, yeah, well,
I guess you got a point there.
Handcuffed him. And the janitor says, well, you did kick me.
Yeah.
I had to do something.
I like this tweedling the mustache. This is excellent. Excellent character trait.
All right.
We do
no
have
more. No more. I'm cutting this off. You say you got photos. Show us the photos. Unless you can do that, I don't want to hear any more wild accusations. I don't want to hear more teachers fighting with staff. No more. Pics or it didn't happen.
So Howie is gonna go run back to try to get some information off of that hard drive.
And that's when the door to the kitchen slams open.
Oh no!
And a large cloud of smoke and mist billows out, and Zork steps out. Irene is nowhere to be found currently, and Zork says, "Bow to Zork." Dragons start flying out. They're flying all over the cafeteria, breathing fire. The students, the teachers, they're all screaming, and then the dragons actually fly into the library, and it starts attacking the library.
Oh,
they're
gosh.
smashing bookshelves and breathing fire all over the children. We're going to enter into turn order now and see where you guys are going to go next. And I just want to remind you one more time that you've still not figured out any weaknesses. So good luck. Starting with y'all, decide amongst yourselves who is going to go first. You get one action. Think of it like initiative in D&D. You get to do one thing before I move on to the next person.
I do know Zork's real weakness, by the way.
Oh,
It's a hard out.
what's that?
We have a hard out at 5.
Oh, oh my gosh. Okay.
I would
Well,
like to.
let's see if you succeed or Zork takes over the world.
I'm rooting for Zork, honestly, at this point.
I've
Anita,
got
go ahead.
something I'd like to do. I would like to read a bad situation.
Ooh.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll plus sharp.
Baba Booey. You did not go. You
Looks like you got a 9.
Ooh.
That is a mixed success, which means you hold 1. You get to ask one question from the list as you look around your surroundings. First of all, place yourself on the map. Where are you currently?
That means I gotta put a token down, right? That's a thing.
No, it's okay. Just tell me where you are.
I'll be we're in the library still.
Okay, you're in the library.
No, I
You
thought
look
that's where
around.
we were.
You look
because we were
around.
talking with everybody.
Trying to figure out what the best thing to do in the situation is. You got a bunch of questions to choose from. Which one do you ask?
Well, sorry. I just need a clear reading of the situation here. We were in the library talking with everybody. We were about to leave to go to the administrative office, and then the door to the cafeteria slams open.
Yes.
So that we can see from the library to the cafeteria.
Yeah, there's one open door.
Okay. Looking out in that direction, I would like to ask, what's most vulnerable to me?
Interesting question. Let me think here. What's most vulnerable to you? Most vulnerable to you.
If you want a little bit of extra context, my current loadout includes a camera, a toolbox, and a tape recorder.
Camera, toolbox. Let's see here. There are dragons flying around the library, causing mayhem, wreaking havoc. They're your clearest target. I would say I don't really know what vulnerable means in this context. I don't know what your intentions would be if you were to learn some more information.
If there's any way to stop this, I would like to stop it. So I would like to know the clearest path forward to potentially bring. I guess.
There's a dragon flying around. There's a dragon. There's a dragon right in front of you. That's flying around, terrorizing the teachers. That's the closest one to you.
Okay. And is there a vulnerability on that dragon that I can notice? I guess.
No, you don't notice anything in particular from looking at this dragon. Perhaps if you had another clue from investigating previously or investigating something you hadn't before, you would learn what makes these things tick, where they came from, learning more about them. But unfortunately, there's a lot of destroyed evidence. And,
okay, so the dragon.
Most of the investigation was spent yelling at teachers. Go ahead.
The answer is that the dragons aren't really vulnerable to me, so that would be a no from.
No, I would say if you're going to attack one, you can, and it's in front of you, and you just don't have a quote unquote weakness. But these aren't the monster. The monster is Zork. You don't have to worry about weaknesses when it comes to minions.
Okay. Then I'll let someone else go while I figure out what to do.
Who else wants to go next?
Yeah, I'd like to go. I gotta protect the children, so I'm gonna kick some butt.
Okay, you're gonna kick some butt. Tell us what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to kangaroo smack Zork with my tail.
Excellent. Now, do you have a special move for natural attacks?
No.
Okay, so you're just going for it. You don't have any gear that you want to equip. This is just a straight up roll to see if you can inflict some harm. Go for it.
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm hoping I fail because if I fail, I get to pick a move from another playbook, and it's gonna be awesome.
Okay,
I love
roll plus tough.
All right, here we go. Yep. Dang.
It's a mixed
It's
success.
mixed.
You're going to cause some harm to the dragon that's flying around your head. There are 3 dragons total. A 7 is enough to cause 1 harm. However, these dragons have armor. So when you jump up and you try to kick it, you send it flying off in one direction. It goes spinning around. You can see some of the electronics underneath this dragon. It's no real dragon. It's just outfitted to look like one. There are cybernetics at play here. You can see some blinking lights and things like that. But you don't actually harm the dragon that breathes more fire on another bookshelf, sending more books up in flames.
I'm just gonna go. Hey, it's not a real dragon, y'all. It's a drum. So now we know that. So we should, do something.
I have an idea. Howie grabs the nearest folding chair possible, jumps onto anything high enough, and just swings at one of the dragons.
Okay, yeah, there is a pretty short bookshelf you can actually climb up on top of with the chair. And then you just wait for one of these dragons to come by, you take a swing at it. Go ahead and roll plus tough, unless you have something else that you get to use.
I think I'm just gonna roll with tough for now.
All right. If you can get a 10 or higher, you'll do 2 harm. If you do 7 and 9, it's only 1.
Okay, well that's a 9, so I'll just take the 1.
All right. So again, you manage to swat at one of the dragons and you disrupt it. It looks like it is stunned very momentarily. You get it to land on the ground several feet away, very far away from any of you. And it like shakes its head and it flaps its wings and it jumps up again, but it won't be able to act for now. So there's only 2, actually 1 working dragon available to do something this round.
Okay.
Uh,
Go big Damo.
I just realized. Okay, so this is going to be a very smart move on my end. I'm going to go ahead and run towards the cafeteria where the noise is happening. See the Zort.
With a K, like
Zort. Okay, Zort. And with my, I'm gonna do the rock technique of handling a problem, and I'm going to tackle.
Oh, you're gonna try to tackle Zork. Okay, great.
I'm gonna tackle
I
Zork.
love this. This is exactly what I want.
This is a roll tough, I'm guessing.
Yes, roll plus tough to try to tackle Zork.
All right.
That's a 12. It's an advanced success. Excellent. This is no ordinary success. You inflict 2 harm on Zork. So you are not able to bypass Zork's armor, but you are able to tackle him to the ground, stopping whatever he was doing for the moment. And he goes skidding across the ground. The both of you do. You go tumbling forward, and Zork goes, bow to Zork.
If it bleeds, you can kill it.
I think that's everyone. Isn't that everyone in the turn? And
I believe so.
Anita, what's your question?
So my next question is: now that I see that Zork's on the ground, would you consider it at bay?
At bay?
Yes.
Help me with what you're planning, and I'll tell you if it works or not.
When you have a monster captured or at bay, I may explain that it is not a monster at all.
No,
With a
this is
specific
absolutely
person in a
not.
mask.
No, this is absolutely
I can't
not.
unmask it. Okay.
No. You'll have to do a lot more work to get Zork pinned down. He is only momentarily tackled, but it's his turn next, and Zork is going to strangle Damien with its giant robot hands. And I'm going to roll to see.
Bring it. Remember, I have combat armor.
Oh, okay. What does the combat armor say?
Janitorial combat armor.
2 armor heavy. That's all it says.
2 armor heavy. Okay, so you can ignore 2 harm. You're gonna
Yes.
take 3 harm here. You are being choked out by Zork, who succeeded on his roll to kick your butt, and he has now got his hands on you, and he slowly rises, and he's choking you. He's strangling you. Your feet are dangling above the air. You're currently subdued, and you're slowly dying. What when harm happens, you get some sort of ongoing effect. If you take 4 or more harm, you are considered unstable. If you take 8 harm, you are dead. So right now, you have 3 harm on you. You are suffocating. You are not allowed to speak. You have -2 to any rolls plus sharp
Even
until.
with the armor, I still have 3.
Oh, the armor saved you from a way worse fate.
Okay.
It could have been so much worse. But yes, Zork has his hands around your neck, and your windpipe is being crushed, and you are
Okay.
completely mute until you get first aid. As Zork is busy strangling you, Irene comes stumbling out from the cafeteria and falls, trips on the ground, and starts scooting away, watching as one of the dragons flies over her, covers her head, and then she starts crawling towards the door to the cafeteria. And eventually, you see her heading towards the science lab. The dragons, I'm going to make a roll for them and see if they can cause some more destruction and mayhem. Only one of them is going to be able to do anything, however. You have stunned 2 of these 3 dragons. Okay, yeah, looks like one of the dragons is going to breathe heavy, a huge weight, a column of fire over an unlucky source. I'm going to roll to see who it is. It looks like Penny, Howie, and Walter are all in the library, so you all have an equal chance of being attacked here. But it looks like, yeah, Walter and Howie were the ones who were attacking. So it's probably gonna be one of them. And who's the most vulnerable right now? I would say Walter. Walter, one of the dragons comes over, flies over towards you, and breathes fire, column of fire down on you. You're gonna suffer 2 harm here, and
Okay.
your fur has just been singed. You are now burned, badly burned. It's a 2nd-degree burn. It hurts
Ow.
like
My body.
so for until you can remove that all of that harm from your body or alleviate some of the pain, you're going to have -1 ongoing on all of your rolls. All of them. It includes
Perfect.
cool, tough, charm, all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Finally.
You're just in too much pain here. Okay. And then it's back to you guys. What are you gonna do?
I have an idea. Do you have one, Penny?
I'm still trying to solve this mystery. My idea right now is to look at who's not reacting or who's
Ooh.
reacting inappropriately.
I'll let you
It-
try to read a bad situation again and ask a different question.
Okay, sounds good. Because if I can figure out who's maybe behind this, I could figure out who's controlling this situation and can maybe get it to stop.
And we did see also Irene. You said Irene stumbled out of the
And
the
started to go
space,
towards
correct?
the science lab.
Okay.
So yes, I would like to read a bad situation.
All right, go ahead and make a roll. Add sharp. Whoa,
12.
excellent. That's a 12. That's literally double sixes, or a 4 and a 6 plus 2. Yeah. Okay. So, excuse me. With this roll, I'm also going to give you +1 ongoing if you act on the information that you gain. So make sure you come up with a good question.
Okay. I think all my questions are good. Bad situation. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Any dangers that you haven't noticed? Mm, Yes, yes, there is a specific danger that you haven't noticed. I'm gonna say, when Zork came out of the kitchen and started heading towards uh, the the science lab, you didn't realize that's where he was heading, but he was going towards the same door. It's possible that he was going towards the library, but seeing Irene go to the science lab, you think that's where Zork was actually headed. That's a danger. Something in your intuition is telling you, don't let Zork get where he's going, or at the very least, get there before he does, and try to figure out what's going on and why Irene is so interested in that place.
Okay, sounds good. So I get to hold 3 when I read a bad situation, so I can just
Ooh,
ask.
yes, yes.
Nice, nice, nice.
On a 10 plus. So I'm gonna go. What's my best way out and towards the science lab?
There's one door leading from this library and out into the hallway, where there's one door that leads into the science lab.
Okay. I would like to run that direction then. Sorry.
Yes, you can totally do that while you use your last question.
And then my last question is,
Penny goes skidding out into the hallway, your sneakers squeaking against the linoleum as you run towards the science lab as fast as you can, trying to catch up to Irene.
What's the best way to protect the victims?
What's the best way? Let me think here. Um, Distraction. It's the best way to get the dragons out of the library and away from these victims. Try to find a way to get their attention and get them out of here.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say someone needs to run interference on the dragons. I gotta stop Zork from getting to the science lab. I don't know why yet.
On it. Howie just says on it.
Okay. All right. Who else?
So I have an idea. I would like to attack. Zork is the one currently attacking my uncle and my best friend, correct?
Well, yeah, Zork has his
Zork's.
metal hands gripping and holding on to Damien currently.
Okay. So then this is my uncle. This is my even if this wasn't my favorite uncle, I still couldn't let one of my uncles die. So Howie,
Not your favorite?
you are my favorite. You are my favorite. That's what you're Howie's favorite.
Just saying that.
Oh, not now, Walter. So I would like to use my improvised weapon skill.
That would have been great earlier.
Yes, but here's where we go. I get to use an item as an improvised weapon to attack something, and I may choose a specific effect. Now, here's up to you, Javion. I love that anything could be a weapon with this, right? That's what the whole point of improvise. You use something that is not a weapon inherently to be a weapon. What if I grabbed one of the dragons and started hitting Zork with it?
That is nearly impossible.
I have 2 luck, so I can make anything happen.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it, but it's going to require like 2 turns to do it. You're gonna grab one of the dragons this turn, and you're gonna try to use it next turn. But Damien might be dead by then.
That's a risk I have to take. No,
Okay.
I really want to do that, but I don't want my uncle dead. So yeah, then I guess it'll be, I'm still gonna use the improvised weapon. Stay away from my uncle, Howie yells, and pushes a bookshelf onto Zork.
Well, Zork is in the cafeteria with.
Well, why is there a bookshelf there? I don't know. He pushes it. Why is there a bookshelf in the cafeteria? I didn't put it there. Talk to the janitor.
There's no bookshelf in the cafeteria.
How are they gonna read?
There are several science projects with which you can grab something and use that as your improvised weapon.
Ooh, can I flip a table on top of him?
You can ram a table into him.
Table ramming sounds fine.
However, I will say that this is way closer to a protect someone move than it is kick someone.
Ah. Well, then, you know what? We're going back to the original plan. Grabbing a dragon out of the air. Sorry, Uncle. You know this is for the cool. This is for the coolest thing.
Bring it
Damien,
on.
I
Damien would be
approve.
proud of this. Yeah.
I've got a plan. You're gonna be fine.
Let's start with a move from Howie. And Howie, what do you need to roll anything specific to add?
Not to get the not to grab the weapon, but to use the weapon.
Okay, got it. Okay. So you get the weapon, but I'm gonna have you make a move to act under pressure.
Absolutely.
To do this. So roll plus cool here. Has anybody gotten any improvements yet? They happen instantly once you get enough experience.
I'm about to get one. The next time I fail, it's gonna be hilarious.
I do not have one yet, but I want one. I'm going to.
Just keep in mind, anytime you use your highlighted rating, and you
Yeah,
have
but how
each of you have 2 highlighted ratings, and you have experience point slots on your playbook that you can mark off. Once you've marked off all 5, you get an improvement.
I only have 4.
I only have 4 as well. Dang it.
A 9. That's a mixed success. You are able to act
I'd like to
under
use
pressure.
one of my luck actually, just to make this go, make this really swing.
Yeah.
Make this real swing. There goes one.
Yeah.
Of my...
Okay. So with that, no one else is harmed. You get to grab on to the dragon. In fact, the dragon is flying, and you can steer it.
Oh my gosh!
You're kind of small enough and lightweight enough that you can hang on.
How his legs just dangling around
underneath the dragon, and you can look up and you can see all the electronics. And there's like a big red button and a big green button.
I like these buttons. I wonder what happens when I press them on my next turn.
Walter and Damien, what are you guys doing?
I would like to continue kicking some butt.
Okay, you will have a +1 because if you try to distract the dragons, you'll get a +1. But if you just want to kick some butt, you can just roll plus tough. And I'm assuming you're not trying to go help Damien, right?
It's fine. Go ahead. Leave me to my fate. I have a plan.
Let him die.
It's okay.
Let him die.
I'm gonna help Damien by kicking some butt at whatever's attacking Damien.
Well, in this case, it's closer to protecting someone because Damien's in danger, and you're gonna get them out of danger by doing what you're doing.
I'll protect someone else. I still roll it at a -1.
Yes, but in this case, use the move protect someone, and that's actually there's little dice symbols next to it on Roll20.
God,
yes, excellent.
I want to fail.
Okay, Walter, would you help everyone and read what it says under protect someone?
Let me pull it up. When you prevent harm to another character, roll tough. On a 7+, you protect them okay, but you'll suffer some or all the harm they were going to get. On a 10+, choose an extra. You suffer a little harm. That's -1. All impending damage is focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy. You hold the enemy back. So I'm gonna inflict harm on the enemy.
Okay. So
actually, hold on. No, I suffer a little harm because why not?
Okay, gotcha.
So I only take 1 harm.
You will suffer little harm. The on Zork's turn, it will harm you instead of Damien, and Damien will be released. Actually,
it says I choose an extra, so I get to choose 2.
No, you get to choose 1. The extra is the 1.
Protect them, okay, but you'll suffer. So okay.
Okay, so yeah, Damien will fall out of the hands of Zork. But what do you do, and how does it happen?
I just pick up Damien and stuff them in the pouch and I'll jump away.
Pick up Damien, and he is in your pouch.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I can only do this because I'm a kangaroo. You see what you missed?
Okay. Yeah. But Damien's being grabbed by Zork. How are you gonna get Damien free without hurting Damien even more?
I thought since I successfully did this, like I snatched.
You have to
Damien
describe
away.
it. You can't just do it.
Oh.
You have to describe it.
Yeah, I jump in, I like smack the hand away and put Damien in the pouch. And
Zork is
Kangaroo
very
kick.
strong. I don't think smacking his hand away is going to work.
do
Maybe
you know
you,
how,
like,
do you
kick
know
him
how
or-
strong kangaroos are, my guy?
Well, I mean, slapping is a very, like,
Yeah, I
thing to
slapped
do.
that like Kimbe Matumbo, not in my house. I'm
Okay.
waving my finger, but you can't see
You like
because
reel
I'm a
back,
kangaroo.
and you just whip your hand across Zork's face, smack him really hard,
Yeah.
and Zork is just like his head turns around 180 degrees, and his hands pry open, and Damon, you're able to wrench yourself free, and you fall directly into the pouch of Howie. Sorry, Walter. But
Don't fall into my
it's
pouch.
it's just your head. You don't fit inside Walter's
Oh.
pouch, so
Oh,
just your
God.
head falls inside of it, and you can just pull yourself out. And now it's your turn.
Well, first I'll go ahead and say, you know what? Thank you, and I see what I did miss out on. And then just immediately I heard the like, is there a way? What would I use if I have so I have an idea of grappling one of the dragons to
The dragons
Zerk.
are all in the library right now.
Oh, they're in the library.
You're in the cafeteria with Zork.
Okay. I am going to grappling hook Zerk to slow him down more. I have a pen. You get me
Yes.
action. I can do
Yes.
this.
Okay.
Yes, this is your
Yes.
doing, JV.
Please describe how grappling hooking Zork will slow him down.
Because
that
you
work?
grappling hook the legs. You swish it around the legs.
Like AT-AT? Okay.
Yeah, and then pull.
Yeah, like Star Wars. Okay, cool. So you're gonna try to wrap the grappling hook around Zork, run
Think of
around
it
in
as
a
like
circle,
an Indiana Jones. Dun, 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 dun,
and then trip him
wraps
up.
around. Yeah. This is how it
Okay.
works.
This is kick some butt. Go ahead and try to kick some butt here.
And it's a -2, correct?
You're not using sharp here, you're using tough.
Yeah, I know, but you said that because I got injured. I get -2.
I said -2 to sharp.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right, it's tough. Go! It's a 10.
Excellent. Okay, you trip Zork over. Zork's head is already wrapped around 180 degrees the wrong way. So he like trips over and falls face first instead of just falling backwards on the back of his head, and like smashes some of the circuits on his
For
face.
my additives, I gain you gain an advantage. Take +1 forward, or I'm gonna give another hunter a +1.
Which hunter?
You know what? Since it's
Don't give it to me.
me
Don't
and
give it to me.
Walter in here.
Howie's also flying around up top.
Well, Howie will actually.
Howie's zooming
Actually,
in.
I'm gonna help Howie. Can we help Howie? Actually, can I give Howie a +1?
Yeah, Howie's just like.
This is the second highest Howie's been today.
Howie is soaring through the air on a underneath a dragon. He's just being carried by a dragon. Okay. So now I think we're gonna go to Zork's turn. Zork is going to lift himself up off the ground, turn his head back around 180 degrees to face Walter, and his movement's a little restricted, but he is able to fire an energy blast out of his chest, and Zork is going to fire it directly at Walter.
No.
Oh God, no!
Energy blast, and it shoots a big laser at Walter. Let's see if it hits. It'll do 4 harm.
Could I protect?
Try to jump in the way.
Yeah, because I have
Uh,
protect someone.
Yeah, I mean everybody has that
Oh
opportunity.
my gosh.
This is it's a hit. So hold on, let me make sure we're doing this right.
Could I do
You're
it?
gonna
Just
try to prevent harm. I'm gonna say yes, you are doing it out of term, but you'll suffer the harm instead. So yeah, you jump in front. Go ahead and roll plus stuff to see if you're able to. At the last second, as the beam is firing towards Walter,
do.
If you
Damien leaps up off the ground, clutching his throat, and then jumps in the way. Walter, what are you saying?
if you use your last luck, you get a plus. You get 12 on it, and both of us are unharmed.
Oh.
So if we wait, what if we use our last luck?
If you use
You're
your
saying?
luck on this protect someone on a 12 plus, both you and the character you're protecting are unharmed and out of danger.
It's the power of love. It's the power of love.
What's bad if you use your last luck though? Because I have one more
Unlucky
luck.
things happen.
Yeah, but we're almost at the end, so
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll use my last luck
Yeah.
on this one. Just
All
put-
right, you get
put
a 12. You jump in the way. Choose one extra effect. You'll suffer all of the harm that was heading into.
You inflict harm on the enemy instead.
Okay, so you're gonna suffer 4 harm minus your 2 armor. So you're gonna take 2 harm, and you also inflict harm on Zork. And Zork has 2 armor already. So to get past that, it's gonna be something pretty bad. So let's say, I know. Part of the entirety of the energy blast reflects off of something that you're wearing. What are you wearing?
That I have. Oh, do I go cheesy on it? I could go.
You're gonna
cheesy on
it's gonna be something
so
that
cheesy.
can, I don't know what would be
No,
reflective
actually,
enough?
it would have been no. That doesn't make sense because it's too tiny. Actually, there just happens to be a very good science fair project by me that I use as a reflective.
Oh,
vision.
okay. So you're going to grab. You're gonna grab. Let me see. Oh, yes. You're going to grab a glass window. Oh, a terrarium. You're gonna grab a terrarium that somebody was using to show the water cycle. And you're gonna just go grab it and run in front and then jump and leap in. But you're gonna skip your turn on the next round.
Yeah,
but you are gonna
I'm
suffer
good.
2 more harm.
I already
now,
marked
With
it.
the advanced rules on a 12 plus, neither one of them are harmed. And the
Yeah,
advanced
that's-
under
that's what
advanced
the luck used.
Advanced protect.
You shouldn't have
someone.
given
Advanced
us
protect
all this
someone.
information.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Use the luck for.
Oh, you got a
Yeah.
12. You got a 12. You don't
Yeah.
take any harm. You're not gonna take any harm.
But she still gets to do harm.
Yeah. Excellent. Well done.
Amazing.
Okay, yeah. So you are blasted away and you go skidding across the ground. The terrarium is busted, but it turns out it was a very reflective surface. And now it's actually going to blast itself and it's going to like freeze for a second.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, in the science lab, Irene leaps into action. She is going through a giant toolbox and she's chucking things all over the place. There's beakers smashing on walls until she finally finds a USB drive. And then she sees Penny coming in, and she says, "Oh, Penny! Oh, you're here! Wait, why are you here?"
I saw you come in this direction, and I saw Zork come in this direction. I figured that this has to be something to do with it, and a way to stop him.
Yes. Oh, this USB drive, it has a net code. It's supposed to hack into the Zork programming and shut it down. All you need to do is plug it in. Do you think you can?
Plug it into Zork.
Yes.
Where's the port?
It's his only weakness.
Okay. I'll take the USB key, and I'm gonna run up towards Zork.
But I haven't. And you just go running. All right, so we're gonna
But
jump
I would like
into
to,
the
in
dragons
this, use
who are
my.
going to just breathe flame all over the place. They are going to hurt several kids. One of the teachers, actually, Miss Mays, actually decide. I'm going to roll for her. I'm going to roll this out in the open. She is going to try to protect the children as a dragon is swooping down and trying to kill a whole swath of them. It's a mixed success. It's a 7. So that just means that she is going to take the full brunt. She stands in front of the children and she grabs onto one of the dragons as it breathes fire, and she's singed all over. She goes up in flames, but she manages to grab onto one of them, and both of them go crashing into a bookshelf. It topples over and she dies.
Is there any chance I could try and protect her? I don't want her to die.
Oh, no, you're in the cafeteria. You're way too far away.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Miss Mays, you can actually see a little name tag actually rolls onto the ground, and singed in flame, you can actually see it says Marquesa Mays on the name tag. Okay.
Thank you.
Anita, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say that I have 2 luck points left. Would I have been able to use that at that point to investigate a mystery and figure out what can hurt this thing?
It's your turn right now.
All right, sounds good. I would like to investigate the
There's
mystery.
no time.
But I have a 12 plus, so I don't need to roll because I have 2 points of luck left.
You could spend your whole turn investigating. You're the only one with the USB drive.
I'm the only one with a USB drive. I'm going to try and find this USB port wherever this is on this. That's the only thing that I can do because I know
Act
that this
under
is what's gonna stop
pressure.
it. All right, sounds good.
And you
I'm
use
using my luck. I'm using my luck to get the 12 plus on acting
right.
under pressure.
So I need you to describe what you do here, because Zorky's been zapped. His eyes are still glowing red, and he says, "Bow to."
That's it. I'm just looking for the act under pressure check here. Okay. So I'm going to go up to Zork and knowing that I have this USB key and thinking like, if I was an evildoer, where would I put a USB key? And then I think it's up the butt.
It's
and
up
then
the
I
butt.
go
Of course, it's up the
underneath,
butt.
and I put the USB key in, fiddle around. Wrong way. Put it in the right way.
Yeah.
And then the USB key goes through.
Zork turns its head around one more time just to look at you and say one last time, "Bow." And he goes down onto its knees, and then it falls head first onto the ground, dead. All the dragons are disabled at that point.
Howie just falls then. Howie just comes crashing down onto Zerk then, because he was flying at Zerk. So yeah, Howie had a nice little 6-foot bump.
Yeah, Howie, congratulations on your very cool moment. Would you like to finish us off with what you do and what your dismount looks like?
Oh wait, no, Howie just all the robots, everything crashes. Like the drones fall, Zork falls. Howie just crashes down to the pile where everyone else was and just kind of stands up there, dusts himself off, and thumbs up.
All right, yeah, you get to watch Howie. The dragon's wings had been flapping, but they just like snap off and fall to the ground one by one. And Howie is just like, "Uh-oh," and you just end up onto the ground. No harm for you, but that is going to end the session. But we have one last thing we need to do.
Ooh.
And only Penny could do this. Penny, would you like to do the move we've all been waiting for?
Hell yes, I would. And I only have 1 point of luck left, so I'm just gonna let it happen.
Okay.
Like this is my last check, so I'm just going to use unmasked.
Unmasked.
When you have a monster captured or at bay, you may explain it's not a monster at all, but a specific person in a mask. And I must explain the real reason for all the seemingly supernatural events that we've seen, and how the villain was behind them. When you reveal the culprit, roll plus sharp. It's at 12, so deduction is correct, and it really is that person in a mask. So
you just use the last luck point.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to pull off the mask and reveal one of the drama kids.
It's a
Yes.
drama kid the whole time.
It's always a drama kid. It's always going to be a drama kid when there's a problem.
All of the principal,
And
the vice
that's the
principal,
moral
the
of the
janitor,
story.
all of the teachers, all the students, they run in to see you unmask Zork. And it's one of the drama students.
Like, the drama funding was going to get cut unless they found some way to sabotage the science fair. So the vice principal colluded with and then I'm just going to do the spiel about how there's collusion and it's the only way that they could keep their funding.
And the principal says,
Oh.
but wait, where did they get a giant robot? And how are these dragons able to be controlled by it? And what's
They're
going
not
on?
dragons at all. They're the drones from Felix's project.
Felix says, oh, that's right. Oh, I did have my drone stolen earlier.
I think Howie just kind of unmasks the little piece of the dragon drone, just takes the little dragon mask off to see it's just a regular drone.
And the dean said, the principal says, wait, but what about the robot?
What was the other one that got stolen again? It was
We got the robot on the internet.
yeah.
You ever
Boris,
been? You ever
Boris
been?
says, Boris comes out and he says, hang on, that's my robot skeleton that was stolen earlier. I knew that thing looked familiar. Everybody goes, oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for solving this mystery, Rue Gang, Rue Crew,
Rue
or whatever you
Crew.
call yourselves, or whatever.
Rue Crew.
Yep.
I
Crew.
hereby announce that the winners of this science fair are the Rue Crew. Everybody starts clapping and cheering.
I'm contacting my attorney. I'm suing so many of you.
Thank you all so much for joining us for Monster of the Week. I have had an absolute blast playing this with all of y'all, my favorite people. I can't believe I got to do this with all of you. It was amazing. And I'm going to be playing Monster of the Week for a long time to come.
Same
now.
here. This is
This
so
is so
fantastic game. Thank you, JVN, for putting all this together.
Absolutely. I was more than happy to. And just in time for Halloween. So for all you folks that are watching out there, thank you so much for sticking with us for all 3 parts of this series. We're so happy that we get to be able to do this. And next week, we have a very special Halloween episode. We're going to be playing 5th edition D&D one-shot that I lovingly curated. And it's going to be very spooky. So I hope you all can tune in for that and stick around because as soon as we leave, it's going to be Sarah's Table with even more of the Crowned RPG. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you there.
Bye everybody.
Bye.